Stephen Tracy.
Raymond Ubala.
I have a question for you.
Ask.
Did you see that Dave Chappelle was on Joe Rogan?
I was watching it. Just before we started recording.
You know what that means?
What does it mean?
We have a chance
Of
bringing Dave on our show. All we need is Daryl Klein to make a phone call.
Nah, dude. No. If you watch the podcast, he even says on there that he got tricked into doing a podcast because he thought they were coming to the studio or something to hang out, and they were still recording.
No. He come on. I just Sam Cobb texted me today.
You think we could get Dave?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
No.
I got excited.
I was no, because he's
what
known
does Joe
that
Rogan have that we don't have?
A big house and $100 million.
Fair.
And he can go to any UFC fight for free.
Yeah. I guess he's a pretty good person to go do a podcast for.
Yeah.
With too.
Yeah, I hear it's kind of popular.
Yeah, a little bit.
I actually haven't watched the whole thing yet. I'm probably gonna do that this weekend. Although I should say that was last week because obviously this is after Thanksgiving. Obviously.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah. We're recording this way after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. After.
We're totally recording this after Thanksgiving.
We're not recording this a week early at all.
No. Is this supposed to be a Thanksgiving themed podcast?
No.
Okay.
It just happens to be coming out after Thanksgiving.
I don't think it came up.
So I had an amazing Thanksgiving.
Did you? What'd you eat?
I ate lasagna.
What? For
lasagna.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah. No.
What are you, a cat?
Maybe. I'm Garfield.
You a cat named Garfield?
I hate Mondays.
Same.
I think my dog Odie is an idiot.
Cool.
Although he's a cute idiot.
You think he's cute?
I think Odie's kind of cute for a little
good
dog.
News, Ray. I heard a little whisper through the grapevine. Odie thinks you're cute too.
Oh, nice. I can't wait to hook up with that cartoon dog.
You might get to hook up with a dog, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for you.
You know, sorry to peel back later and spoil alert, but so we had Eric Asker on today.
Eric.
He's a local comic and he's a really good
Asker.
guy. But I'm going to kind of tease something that we talked about when we had him on. Is you two were talking about what do you look for in a woman, and I noticed that you guys didn't ask me, which I can't blame you because I wouldn't ask me either. But
that was partially, it was mostly because your connection cut out as we were having the conversation.
That is true.
So I think that's why we switched to something else as soon as you pop back in.
Okay, that's right. Okay, I'll give you that. Well, you could ask me now.
What do you look for in a woman, Ray?
Breathing.
Coupons to KFC?
No, just being alive. That's
breathing. Yeah, man, she could be hooked up to a ventilator. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, that's breathing.
Breathing is breathing. It doesn't matter if she's doing it or if a machine's doing it.
Hey, and you know okay, I'll do it. You know the great thing about dating someone on a ventilator?
What's that, Ray?
It's really easy to pull the plug on the relationship.
I'm glad you did that. That was a fun one.
It's breaking up. It's really easy.
I think you should write that down.
I'm going to right now. I think that might be my best one-liner joke.
Yeah, that's a new. Ooh, that's fun.
Well, this was a unique episode for everybody. I think.
I don't even know where I was the whole time.
I warn everybody now. We barely even touched on comedy. I don't even know if the word came up, but we had a really fun conversation with Eric, and I think everybody's gonna like it for the post Thanksgiving episode, don't you?
Yeah, it's a super inclusive episode. We really touch on a lot of heartfelt issues that are coming up today in this country, and all over the world. Really, we really try to put on our woke hats for this episode and really try to empathize with people all around the country and all around the world. and it was a really nice conversation.
And I thought we learned a bit about your fashion choices.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm
Your
getting a new
style of
hat.
hats.
Somebody's getting a
Yeah.
new hat.
Yeah. Or at least
I'm
you're going
excited
to.
for that.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Is so you have your mom's dog still with you.
Yeah.
And that means someone's going to think you've had that dog for like 2 weeks.
I feel like I have. No, I've had him for a week.
Well, it's going to feel longer from the podcast universe.
I might have him that long, honestly. I don't know how long these dogs take to
I think you need to get that dog laid, is what it is, so he'll calm down.
You want to do it?
No, but
Come
I mean,
on, man.
there's
Give me
got to be
solid.
some street dog hookers out there that you can hook him up. I mean, although we did learn what his stud fee is today. Damn, that's a lot of money for a whiny little dog.
What do you think? What do you think a dog hooker charges? A milk bone?
2 if she's really good. But you gotta ask her if she's a cop.
That's true.
Yeah,
and if
sure she's not a
she
cop.
has to say yeah, she is.
Make sure especially if it's a German Shepherd.
Otherwise, it's entrapment.
Yeah, that's how it works in the dog police world.
You know what? I've never seen a dog prostitute.
I don't think anyone has, because probably you've never gone looking for a dog prostitute before.
I'm going to now. As soon as we hang up this
call. Absolutely. Well, I will leave. Well, then let's hang this up so you can go and get that dog like some nookies. So,
all right, man.
You don't have to listen to whine to you about it anymore.
Yeah. Nah, I'll probably just tug them off like normal.
There you go. Red Rocket.
Hey, you want to hear a bad joke that I saw in an old notebook recently?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do dogs and the state of California have in common?
What?
They both have redwood.
Nice. That is
Guess who wrote that?
Would that be Mr. Steve Tracy?
This fucking guy right here.
That's right.
I wrote that shit.
Damn right. Because that's why you are a multifaceted comedian.
The world is welcome.
And you can play a keyboard.
Barely.
Kind of.
The world is welcome for that joke.
Well, we are grateful for you, and we are grateful for our guest, and we hope you guys enjoy our conversation with Eric Asker. Enjoy.
Asker.
That's Eric with a C, not a K. Eric with a C.
Asker, I barely know her. I don't think I'm going to go to Thanksgiving. I was just telling Eric, my roommate thinks he has COVID.
Yeah. Nice.
So I might be calling out.
This might be the Steve Tracy farewell show.
Nah, I'll be fine. I don't think it's COVID that's going to get me. I think it's going to be heart disease or something.
Well, it's good to aim high, man.
I don't think that's high. I think that's middle of the road for this country.
Yeah.
What's a rare disease to die from?
Rare disease to die from.
Like one of those fish that swim up your dick.
That's a bad one. That's a bad one.
Why is that? That seems like it should be a disease. Like, because a disease is just a little tiny organism.
It seems like a disease to me. Like if something's gonna swim up my dick and like make it its home.
It's a dickfish.
It's a dickfish. I'm gonna need a doctor to look at that.
Well, I've told you before, I work for a genetics lab, and some of the things that we test for are really rare disorders. And like there's one called I think I've told you about this one, Steve. It's called maple syrup urine disease.
Yeah.
And I was actually gonna. It was so bad. No, and that's a real disease, and it's
Is it
basically
exactly what it sounds like?
It is not. That's the one disappointment. Is like I thought it would be like like you have maple syrup pouring out of your dick, but really it just smells like maple syrup.
Okay.
Oh.
But I was gonna write a joke about it until I read about the. Well, I was gonna write a joke about it until I read about the disease itself, and basically it happens in newborns and they die like 3 days after they're born. And I'm like, I don't think that's funny. I don't think that could be funny enough.
Talk about
they had it coming.
Abortion.
There's another one. I'm gonna.
Sorry, your baby died, but is anybody hungry?
Anybody want waffles?
Let's go get a short stack.
You'd be the worst doctor ever, Steve.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm not a doctor. I figured that out early on. I was like, nah, I shouldn't do that.
Not grades or not. You're just like, I could do it, but I would upset someone if they had maple pea disease.
Yeah, I would definitely say something stupid to somebody trying to like cheer them up as they're dying, and then like they'd sue the hospital for malpractice or something.
I think that would be a pretty badass
Give it
way
a
to die, like being whacked by the mob. I think
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, at least there'll be stories about it.
Not technically a disease, but it's
Yeah.
interesting.
If
you got whacked by the mob, what would it be for?
They'll be whacked by the mob.
I mean, it's owing money, right? That's what else do you get whacked by the mob for?
I don't know. We're all
Snitching?
kind of smart asses, so it'd probably we'd be doing crowd work to the wrong people. One day we're goofing on Johnny Tight Lips in the corner, and next thing you know, we're being gunned down at Chick-fil-A.
Fucking Tight Lips.
Yeah.
Hey, take that guy out.
Have I eaten my Chick-fil-A yet, or am I still ordering it?
We're gonna bury you. Then there'd be stories like on the TLC or something like Steve Tracy didn't know who he was fucking with when he came across Johnny Bull at Second Chance Saloon in Columbia, Maryland.
Dude, but what if it's like
he was killing, but he ended up being killed?
Right? Yeah. What if it's like really killer crowd work though, and like it launches my career posthumously?
It's possible. Yeah.
Like, what's his face? Jim Jeffries when he got punched by that guy.
Oh wait, didn't he like get his home invaded or something?
No, Spade.
No, I think it was Jim Jeffries.
Jeffries, yeah.
I thought he got tied up to a chair and like beaten.
I don't know about that. I do know he was doing like crowd work, and some girl's boyfriend like punched him in the face while he was on stage.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. I was definitely thinking of a different thing then. But yeah. I would take a punch if I did crowd work good enough to piss somebody off.
Well, that's sort of like almost launched his career in a way. I mean, he had like albums and shit before that, and obviously he was big in Australia, but like a lot of people heard about him that way and then looked him up.
Right.
And we're
like, controversy is good for you.
Yeah.
So you're saying to be famous, we all need to get our asses kicked.
Yeah, I'll do you if you do me.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna have the desired effect if it's just like three dumb guys beat each other up for attention.
Keep hitting each other.
It might feel like a setup. People might be like, I think there's something iffy here.
Weren't these guys just on a podcast together? Something suspicious.
Go listen to that episode. Maybe there's a clue in there.
No,
yeah, it's right there. They literally say they're going to beat each other up.
I'm trying to think what's the worst thing I've ever seen happen at a show from a fan standpoint. I don't.
Point. Yeah, that's a totally different question than from a comedian standpoint.
Oh, like what's like the worst thing that somebody on stage has said?
Well, no, I'm thinking more just a poor crowd, like a poor crowd member reaction, like somebody threatening somebody or something. I mean, there was a little incident the last night at Second Chance Saloon, but big deal. That happened. That was Second Chance Saloon.
I've been for saying the words African American History Museum.
You got beat up for that?
No, just booed. Like I was like, I have a whole bit about it. I think it's pretty good. Most crowds think it's pretty good, but like it begins with me saying, so I went to the African American History Museum, and somebody in the audience was just like, boo! Like that was enough for them to be like, I don't know where this is going. Does it acknowledge slavery? No, I'm not about that. Like,
well, were they booing the museum, or were they booing you for bringing the museum up?
I think they were booing me because I was white talking about it.
That's possible.
Yeah,
it'd be kind of funny if like they had been there earlier that day and they're like, "Nah, that place sucks. It's garbage. Go get your money back."
I'm gonna trash it on Yelp right now. I'll tell you two incidents I heard about, but I was not there to witness. These are two things I heard about. One was Quentin Hardy was out Milk Boy in College Park, and apparently he had a few drinks, and there was this one college student went up, and I guess she was Asian, and She went up and did a set, and then when she got off stage, Quentin went up on stage, and he saw her shirt, and it said Orientation 2019.
Yeah.
But apparently the back part where it says Tation was kind of folded over so you couldn't see. So he asked her if her shirt said Oriental 2019 in front of a college crowd, and apparently that did not go over very well.
Right, but it's also an understandable mistake.
Not for a bunch of woke college kids. They think everything is the worst thing they've ever heard.
Yeah, well, they need to lighten up.
Yeah, I thought I didn't think it was that bad. Then
Put the books down, go sit in the quad.
I remember Quentin telling me about it. He was so upset about it too. He was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they thought I was racist."
Yeah, I could see, especially Quentin. I could see like that affecting his whole stand-up for the rest of his life. Like,
yeah. Well, he was like, he was like, "Dude, I gotta quit drinking." Like, I don't think that had anything to do with it, man. I think you just saw something, you observed it. I'm like, maybe she needs to chill the fuck out a little bit, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe you also have to like know your audience a little bit, like know where you are, and like, oh, I'm in a college crowd. Maybe I shouldn't ask a girl if her shirt says Oriental.
Speaking of that, the second thing I heard was at Wonderland Ballroom. Steve, do you know Charity Sade?
No.
Or have you heard Charity? Eric, you know Charity, right?
Yeah. Charity's great. Or that was especially great.
Yeah. So she used to have a Wednesday mic at Wonderland Ballroom in DC, and Charity is very woke. Like, that's like her whole show, I think, was called like Woke Wednesday or something like that. I think it was something like that.
Nice. Sounds like
and there was this guy named Matt O'Brien who, I know what he was going for, but he did it in the wrong way. He was making a joke about emojis, and what he should have said was, I think what he was trying to say was, what is the gay emoji? But what he said in front of Charity's woke crowd was, what's the F emoji?
Oh. No, you can't. Can't do that.
And
you can do that in Baltimore. You can do that.
Yeah, you can definitely do that in Baltimore.
You can't do that in DC.
But not in Northwest DC.
Nah.
Not at that area. And I remember he's reciting, and this here's the thing. He's telling me the story over some instant messaging app. I forget. We were part of some group thing at one point, and on online, and he's telling me the story of what happened. And I remember thinking, that is horrible and stupid, but I busted out laughing because it was so dumb. It was just like, dude, what were you thinking? Like, you're lucky Charity didn't go up there and punch you. Because that's the kind of audience that she has there. I was like, out of all the shows in DC that you were going to do that, that's probably the worst place you could have done. And don't get me wrong, I'm more and more leaning towards, I'm just going to get worse because I've kind of had it with the whole woke thing and the cancel culture. But that was a little much for that audience, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've never understood why like the wokies just get the right to punch people, like why they've declared that they're allowed to punch people, but like none of them look like they know how to throw a punch.
I think that's why. Like, it's fine, you know.
No, like we can't hurt anybody anyway, so we'll just swing for the fences.
I mean, anybody can punch anybody. You just have to be aware that they may punch you back.
Right. Yeah. Well, that is like the huge consequence. But I feel like the point that they're making is that like because you said something, they're allowed to punch you, and you're not allowed to punch them back.
What, with like Nazis? You mean?
I don't know, with whatever the fuck that they're doing. I don't really pay attention to them because I think they're annoying.
Well, I mean, it's no different than you hear, like, especially it's the other way around too. I mean, you have these right wingers saying some awful things, you know, but if you ever criticize them or criticize the country, they're the first ones to get up in your face about it, you know. So it's hypocritical on both ends. To paraphrase Trump, there's people are hypocritical on both sides. You know,
he's got a lot of good points, right?
I mean, being hypocrite is like an American pastime, really.
Yeah. what being a hypocrite does not make you wrong. That's the thing I always try to put out there. Like, I can smoke a cigarette.
True words of a hypocrite.
And tell you that smoking cigarettes are bad. I'm not wrong.
No.
I'm just annoying.
Yeah.
Well,
that is a
you
good
can
point.
acknowledge they're bad, but you're just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna smoke anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't even think that makes you a hypocrite. I think it's just you're saying,
Well,
yeah, I don't go.
telling you not to like.
I don't want to live to 90. Fuck that. You know.
Yeah.
Eric, what you been up to, man?
I just got back from trying to get a COVID test. I failed somehow.
You failed the test, or you failed to get a COVID test?
Failed to get a test. They sent me
okay.
a confirmation message and everything, and I went there and they had a sign up that said no test today.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really say you failed a COVID test. It's one of the few tests where you get positive results. You know.
Yeah.
You know, if you failed a COVID test, that's actually probably a good thing.
Yeah. No. But I've been having like like a tiny cough,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't just better. I've been going to shows, so I just thought I should go get a test. This may have to serve as my last school and testament.
Well, it gets like that where you immediately like you especially with a cough, you get a cough and you immediately start to panic. And one day I was really looking into the symptoms of COVID,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going, Jesus, I've had those symptoms for years.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, oh shit, am I patient zero? Maybe it started with me. Like, what was it? Me who started this whole thing? Because that would not be too shocking. I don't.
Yeah, I got a couple of them, but these symptoms also go with stopping smoking.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been.
So you're trying to quit?
Yeah. So I don't know, which is very counterintuitive that you stop smoking and it becomes hard to breathe for a little. And you stop smoking and you get it.
Well, that's because you're actually breathing oxygen at that point as opposed to secondhand smoke. So,
but I do just want to say, if I do have COVID, if I do die, I leave all my jokes to Scott Hall because he needs them. he needs
there you go, Scott. Scott, all your problems are solved, Scott.
Kind of sounds like a little bit of shots fired there. I don't know who Scott Hall is, but
Scott Hall's a comedian out of Virginia. He's a good guy. He also has a really good podcast that I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but and we're not going to promote his show. Fuck him.
Plug his podcast.
but yeah, that sounded a bit like Eric saying, "Scott, your jokes suck." Here, let me give you mine.
Great at crowd work. I'll say that. Great at crowd work.
Parker Brown said that if he dies of COVID, he'll leave me all of his horrible racist jokes. Which it's like, what do you think? You write better racist
so
jokes
like
than
his
them?
whole catalog. So who's he giving the drug jokes to?
Well, his drug jokes are racist too.
Oh, okay. So basically, he's giving you everything.
Pretty much, it's pretty much all he does is racist stuff.
Pretty much.
He offends me, and I'm not any of the races that he's talking about.
Oh, okay, so they're not good jokes. They're just.
It was horrible. He's just a horrible person who's never coming on this podcast again. But he's not going to hear this announcement either because he's a bad friend. He doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to our show, so unless he's on it, he did. Last time he was on, he did tell us about his favorite type of insect. So that was something. Somehow that was also racist. So
yeah, it's a racist term, right? Yeah. Yep. Good.
Okay.
Good.
I have to get into that.
No, I
favorite insect. Like, what is?
It's Eric. It's messed up when like you're me and you're 50 years old, and you hear a racial slur for the first time.
Oh
like, yeah. That's when you're just like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And it's an old one too.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just a young soul is what it is.
That could be it.
I'm with the young hip.
You're just a sweet baby boy, and
that's because all you fuckers are 20 years younger than me. I don't know any old people anymore. They're all young comics.
You're too delicate for this world. You didn't know any old comics even when you were an old comic because you're the oldest comic I know.
Damn. I'm trying to think who's out there. Well, Lauren Smith is a year older than me.
Farley's the oldest I know.
Who?
Farley.
Oh, Farley? Yeah, I don't even know how old he is. He's got to be 60, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know there's a couple in the area that are like 50, like in their early 50s, I think.
I'm actually a Benjamin Button, so
You're really 75 years old.
Yeah, I'm getting younger, and my act is just gonna get more adorable.
I'm just, I see the two of you, and now I'm just worried that the whole comedy world is going to 6'4" ginger guys. That's my biggest concern.
Eric's not a ginger.
I'm not a ginger.
Okay, well, I didn't think you were a ginger, Steve. So I just
Ray,
assume now everybody's a ginger.
If you can't suss out the subtleties of gingerness, you're not allowed to say the word ginger. Like, you're offending my people over here.
Is that offensive?
Yes, but no hard R's either, dude. No, I'm just playing. But no, Eric's clearly not a ginger. He's a blonde fellow.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Well, see,
it's more than just hair; it's complexion too.
I'm starting to think I'm colorblind. That's the real issue. I'm starting to think that.
Red, green colorblind, or
I don't know.
Blue, yellow.
I've gotten so many, like, people say all different colors for my hair. It's sort of like I feel like it's a personality test. Like, it says more about you than me.
Yeah, I'm getting like a mermaid blue right now.
It's the backdrop.
Yeah.
I
like how your backdrop even has a glass of water on the stool. That's
it's kind of a nice backdrop.
Yeah, that's detail, man.
Because you're always just staring at my blank.
It looks a little bit like Havana Village.
It does. Yeah, it does. That was always a nice. I always appreciated they had like actual spotlight and an actual brick wall. Great place to get pictures.
I actually like that place. I like that show. Gabriel and Danny and Xavier did a good job with that place.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're an old guy with old fat guy with bad knees, then you got to climb them rickety ass steps up to the top of that thing.
Yeah.
And every step is a different size.
Yeah.
It's like who built this fucking thing?
It sounds like you're blaming the world, like for not building fat guy accessible stages.
Hey, stairways and steps are my natural enemy, Steve. Like if we were like that's my rival is steps.
How do you feel about ladders?
I don't go up ladders because I don't like heights. So
can we do a show one day where like you descend from the rafters on wires or something, or on
never
cables?
get me up there.
Oh, I could get you up there.
No, you don't mean no. Let me rephrase that. It's not I physically can't get up there. Just you would never get me up there because I don't do heights. I do not like heights at all.
Oh, I could lure you up there.
Oh, how are you gonna lure me up there?
I'll sit one of those venti green tea chai mocha frappuccino things from Starbucks that you like. Sit that on the rafters. I'll get you some barbecue, sit it up there. Maybe
Eric, that's what happens when you go on a road with a guy a couple times. He knows your Starbucks orders by heart now.
I'll put a little Playboy or something up there for you.
Playboy?
Yeah.
What are you like? This 1975?
You don't like Playboy?
It's the age of porn, dude. Come on, just tell me Lena Paul's up there or something.
All right, fine. I'll get you an iPod with Pornhub loaded up to it. Is that fine?
Okay, now I'm in.
And I've already typed black girls into the search bar.
I like black girls. That's fine.
I do too.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Fun.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they do. They'll do.
Some of them.
They'll do.
No, I just mean I care about personality more. That's just me.
So superficial.
Who doesn't love a good personality? What's your type of woman?
What's that?
What's your type of woman, Eric?
Most important is that they're into me.
Yeah,
that's a big ask.
That's the main requirement.
Right.
And then from there, I just sort of narrow it down on what's available.
Okay.
Gotcha. No, I have a girlfriend right now who is half German, half Iranian, so all terror. But she's lovely.
Nice.
But her heritage is evil.
How did that get made?
Yeah, there's a lot of hate in that ethnic group, right?
Yeah.
But it's sort of like when you multiply a negative number times a negative number.
It cancels each other out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, both of those countries hate Israel, right?
Yes, and I am Jewish.
So
I went to Germany with her, which was it was like great time, but like every time somebody found out that I was Jewish, you know, they would be like extra nice to me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, so sorry.
they were trying to be helpful, but
We are sorry.
they would also like be trying to explain like the public transportation system. You know, like, no, you just take the train. No, it's okay, we're good now. Like, no, it's fine.
No stopover in Auschwitz. No,
No, it's not that kind of train.
you can use a seat now.
Mm.
How about you, Steve? What's your ideal woman?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place with it.
Tits or ass? What's the
Say what?
tits or ass? What's the you gotta start?
Well, I also have a girlfriend at the moment, and she's got a beautiful set of boobies.
All right.
So I guess I'm a tit man. Yeah, she's some type of Spanish. So I guess that's what I'm into. I mean, I've dated all flavors of the rainbow. Filipino chick once.
I'll tell you a fun fact. When I was coaching softball. This was the early 2000s. I was talking with one of my coaches, my assistant coaches, and I cracked some joke. And he actually said this to me. He goes, "You know, you'd be great on that show, The Biggest Loser." And here's the thing.
Did he mean
I didn't know that there was a weight loss show called The Biggest Loser. All I knew is there was a show called The Biggest Loser, and he felt I should be on it. And I'm like, dude, fuck you. He goes, no, it's a weight loss show. And then I was like, oh, it's a weight loss show. Dude, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, my original response stands.
But you gotta fire back with a TV show that he would be bad on or something. I don't know. Like tell him like, hey man, you probably suck at Survivor. You probably only make it like a couple hours, you little pussy.
That wouldn't work because I would definitely not last on Survivor. Like you hear stories from Survivor about how like, yeah, everybody else, all these contestants are like in squalor while the camera guys are eating pizza and drinking beer. You know, there's no way I don't just start beating the shit out or just start attacking them. Like, okay, you're gonna go hunt for food. No, there's fucking chicken wings over here. I'm going over there where the cameramen are and the crew. They're staying in hotels and we're staying in a mud hut. No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't go dig up some truffles?
No. I don't like to work hard to eat, Steve.
That's not entirely true because you do a lot of research when you're looking up a barbecue place.
That's different. That's not.
And also,
I don't sweat nearly as much when I do that.
There was one day we couldn't find a Starbucks with a drive-through, so we went to like 3 different Starbucks. So
that just proves my point. Like I only go to Starbucks unless they have a drive-through. That just proves my point.
No, you're putting in effort, just not the same kind of effort. I see these things. I notice where you're shining. You might not notice it, but I'm picking up on it.
Oh, I was like, what? I have to leave my car? No, thank you.
It's like one time I was ordering food at my girlfriend's place, like on Uber Eats or whatever, and she's like, she like looks at what I'm ordering. She's like, that restaurant is literally downstairs. And I just felt like so lazy. But instead of going downstairs to get the food, to feel less lazy, what I did was I ordered from a restaurant that was further away.
Oh, right. Because you don't want to look crazy.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
It's kind of
like
way
you're making somebody do work, you know?
Yeah. That way it's worth the delivery fee is worth it.
Well, exactly.
I'll tell you one of the ultimate fat guy moves is you go to McDonald's, right? And let's say you order 2 quarter pounders of cheese and a large fry and 2 apple pies. And then you order 2 large Diet Cokes.
Right. And then you survive.
No. But you order 2 large Diet Cokes because you want them to think you're ordering for 2 people. Like,
have you actually done that move?
Yes, I have.
That's so sad.
And then you go, when you happen, thanks, Eric. And then you go to the window and you got to sell it. You're like, yeah, my wife loves this shit. And the person behind there looks at you and goes, sir, I may be from Guatemala, but I'm not stupid. Okay. Okay. This is clearly all for you. And then you have to act offended. Like, how dare you? And then the other aspect of McDonald's being a fat guy too is, You'll be like, I'm gonna take this food home and eat it. That's bullshit. That food's not making it home. Okay, that's your food for the car ride home. Like no McDonald's bag has ever made it inside my house. Okay,
Yeah,
they never make it out of my car.
Really? You
Yeah.
always eat it in the car?
Pretty much.
me too. I always eat in the car,
Yeah.
and also that's roughly what I order as well.
Exactly what I did.
2
Yeah.
meals.
Minus the two drinks.
Well, that's because you're a studly guy.
Speaking of fast food, I don't know if you guys have been to Taco Bell since they've changed their menu.
They changed their menu.
They
now.
changed their menu again. If you need to go and check out this grilled cheese burrito, it is pretty fun. It's a lot like the quesarito, but for some reason it's grilled cheese.
The last time I went to Taco Bell, I stopped there because it was the only thing open, and they had this thing called like a cheese wrap, and it was literally like one of their cheap ass tortillas with like one slice of cheese melted inside of it.
Yeah.
And that's when I went, okay, Taco Bell is just jumped the shark.
You guys, I just learned this about Taco Bell. Did you know that they invented the hard taco shell?
Yeah, it's not
Did they
hard
really?
taco was not a thing.
What?
They pretty much
I
established
didn't know that.
Yeah.
what Americans think of as Mexican food.
Yeah.
Because if you go to Mexico, it's just like here, like there's different regions and different, like one place is really good seafood, one place doesn't,
You go to Mexico and order a hard shell taco, and they will literally stare at you like you were the dumbest human on the planet. Like, what the hell is that?
I don't even like hard shell tacos.
Neither do I.
Too
I
crumbly.
never have.
They have no integrity. They just fall apart.
Yeah,
The
you
second
bite
you
it
bite
once,
into
and it ends up in your lap.
The
Yeah.
best flour tortilla.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corn tortillas are fucking awful. It's like
Garbage.
chewing on a condom. Yeah, it's terrible.
Use condom.
I like that there's more like high-end taco places coming out. Like, although sometimes they go a little too far. Because I mean, really, tacos, just put some meat in there and let me put in the rest. There's a place by me called Tortacos that's they're just amazing.
Tacos are getting pretty expensive too. Oh, there's this new Mexican restaurant open by me. It's like $18 for an order of tacos, and you get 3 tacos.
It's getting crazy.
It's nuts.
There's a new room in Hagerstown, Maryland, called C&O. It's downstairs is where they do comedy, but it's above a place called C&O Taco. It's their tacos are like $4 each. For one taco is $4.
Tacos are supposed to be $1.
Yeah, exactly. It's street food.
It's cheap.
It's like, oh, we put a special aioli on it. No, it's just a taco. Okay,
Well, don't do that. Leave the aioli off and charge me $1.
Meat, cheese, onions.
Keep your aioli.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't need your fancy ass mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise anyway.
Which is what it is. It's just mayonnaise. Oh, we added sriracha to it.
For a Taco Bamba taco, their fucking shit's amazing.
You were telling me about that place.
What's a Bamba?
So fucking good.
No, it's a restaurant, right?
Yeah, it's Taco Bamba. They do they have all the classics, but they just have these incredible, like they'll do like a buttered chicken taco where it's oh my god.
Okay.
And I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, like a shawarma taco or like a lamb vindaloo taco, but when you have them,
I like it when you talk dirty to me.
good. Yeah. Oh my god.
Lamb vindaloo taco.
You like that buttered chicken taco, Steve?
Or they have they have one called El Rico Pollo, which is a chicken taco, but it's made with Peruvian chicken. And
What's up with Peruvian chicken? Learn me some.
it's like that charcoal
Rotisserie, yeah.
rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those places. There's a place called El Pollo Loco that has that. It's like,
Yeah, that's what they call theirs, El Rico Pollo.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit. It's just they're just trying not to get sued. That's all that is. They don't want to start a Peruvian war, a Peruvian blood feud.
There's a place by me called Lima's Chicken, and they do the Peruvian chicken thing.
Yeah.
And I've never actually had the chicken, and I've only been there once. And I got carne asada, and it took them like 45 minutes.
Yeah, 'cause
And
they don't cook that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was way overcooked.
Like going to
So,
like a Chinese place and ordering the pizza. You know how they always
I
have.
just wasn't feeling chicken,
Yeah.
I wasn't into it.
As someone who grew up eating Mexican food because where my father's from and where I lived, I'm very picky. Like, because I know what it's supposed to taste like. And I am a firm believer that the best Mexican food is if you go to a restaurant and if almost everybody there, including the people who are eating there, are speaking Spanish, that's your joint. Because people that like Mexicans and that, you're not going to see a Mexican at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
They're going to go to the legit stuff. And one of my favorite places to get food is, and I shit you not, is those roadside stands like on Route 1 in Maryland. There's a place, there's one guy who has a truck and a grill right there. It's in Maryland. It's right off of I-95 and Route 32. It's like Route 1, somewhere in there. And for $10, you get the biggest piece of carne asada you've ever got in your life, with homemade rice, homemade tortillas, homemade beans. And it's like big. I mean, a lot. And they give you all that for $10. And he's just there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and people line up. And it's one of those things where, he just sells until he runs out of food. Then he's like,
yeah, I love that kind of thing.
Yeah, man.
My theory about, I don't know if you guys like pho.
Oh, yeah.
Soup, yeah.
Oh, pho. We were just talking about pho, too.
There's
like
4
awesome.
places that have just opened in my town, and I'm in heaven.
If you go to a pho place and they have tablecloths, it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
It's like that's the worse the restaurant looks, the better the soup's going to be.
Yeah. My favorite place is called Man vs. Pho. They don't even have tables. You just walk in and you get your order and you leave.
Oh.
It's the best.
Probably the one near me is a place called Pho Eatery. And they do have tables and chairs, but it's just, and what I also like going to those places because I love the cold shrimp rolls with the peanut sauce.
Yes, they're called summer rolls.
Thank you. Yes, summer rolls.
Yeah,
so freaking good.
Banging with the little noodles up in there. Yes.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's cheap too. I mean, it's not like really expensive food.
I got those from a Thai place recently. Same concept, except the Thai place puts a little mint and basil in theirs. Really freshens the whole thing up. It's a different experience, dude. It's nice.
Dude. Shit. Now I'm hungry. I don't know when this turned into a food podcast, but
I actually went to Vietnam, and I'm thinking about the pho I had there. It was so good.
Did
you went to battle?
Over it?
Yeah. Did you come back a different man?
No, the pho was so fucking. It was life changing. It was like not just the best I ever had, but like one of the best meals I ever had.
I thought we were gonna get like our own version of Platoon coming from Eric there for a second. Yeah, the war started 30 years before I was born, but let me tell you about my time there.
No,
I'll tell you about my time in Nam eating soup. It was rough in that country.
They're very friendly there because like English is a marketable skill. So they all want to like practice their English with you so they can get like a job doing something with tourists where they'll get tips and stuff. But yeah, we were like looking for a place to eat, and we, there's all these people like coming out of their restaurants, like shoving menus in your face, be like, come eat with us, and it's all like their version of American food. And it's like, why would I didn't fly, fucking 32 hours to have bad burgers,
Right. I want some fucking tentacles in my beef broth or something.
Exactly. Yeah. So like we saw this just like sort of a steam in an alley, and we were like, what is that? And we went over, and it's like, it wasn't even a real restaurant. It was literally just like a hole in the wall. Like not like the Express.
So it means I can tell you right now, it was amazing.
Yeah. And we looked, and first of all, there was no tables free, and everybody in there was Vietnamese. And they basically just had, long tables and this giant pot of broth.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we'll wait for this. And it was by far the best, like one of the best meals I've ever had in my life.
I'm just picturing like an old man squatting over like a rusty pot, and he's wearing like one of those long straw hats. Is that about the picture?
When I was there, everybody had the straw hats, and
I love those hats.
It felt racist, but it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's their country; they can wear what they want.
Yeah. And I was like, who's making you do? Like, have some respect for yourself.
No, that's actually what they do. That's where the stereotype comes from. I've always wanted to get one of those hats and just go like sit out on a boat and like fish, but then be a white guy.
Yeah.
Steve with the big long.
Wouldn't that be great, dude? If I have like a little adopted Asian son with me, that'd be the life.
What's really weird when you're in another country is when you see somebody. Like when I was in Germany, I met an Asian guy who had a German accent.
It's trippy.
It was the weird. Yeah, it's like when you're walking up the stairs in the dark and you think there's one more step left, but there isn't. You know that feeling.
Yes, I do.
It was like, what are you doing? Like, are you doing a fake German accent? Like, no, he's just an Asian German guy. So bizarre.
Germany's a cool place, though.
So when did you go there?
This was last Christmas. It was for Christmas.
Did you do stand up while you were there?
I tried, but it turns out they take their Christmas very seriously.
Did you open up any presents under the Tenenbaum? Okay.
No, I'm
down, Steve. Stop showing off your German skills. Tenenbaum is Christmas tree, right?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm German, dude. I'm actually of German descent. I know what Tannenbaum means.
Then you gotta say it right. It's Tenenbaum.
Mein Tannenbaum. That was my Christmas tree.
I didn't see a Krampus like impersonator anywhere. I guess they've outgrown Krampus.
It's Kris Kringle.
So wait, what were you there for? You were there for Christmas?
Yeah, just for my girlfriend. She's half German, so her family was doing Christmas there, and I went with them. And yeah, everything just completely shut down for like weeks. Like here here people work on Christmas. Like it was totally bizarre. So I couldn't find any shows. But we did stop in England on the way back, and I found some shows there. So that was cool.
That's nice.
What about when you went to Vietnam?
I wasn't doing stand-up at that time.
You weren't doing stand-up at that time?
So she doesn't go to Iran for Christmas?
No.
I bet Iranian Christmas sucks.
Yeah,
I'm going to throw that out there.
They celebrate some other holiday there, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. If you go on YouTube, there's a bunch of guys who travel and they document it. And there was one guy who traveled through Iran, and it's like my best friend's Palestinian, and he's actually from it's now Israel, but it was it used to be Palestine, and he's from a place called Ramallah, which is a lot of ways is known as this war-torn town, and the media, that's all they really show you is like all that. But then you go watch videos and like they got high-end shopping and they got stores and restaurants, and I mean, most of the city looks really nice, So it's kind of the same way in Iran. I mean, they're showing you the parts that look really run down in that, but it'd be like the equivalent of them only showing the rundown parts of our country, and then you don't get to see downtown DC or Adams Morgan or something,
Yeah, they only showing like Camden.
Yeah. That's a good description. Camden, New Jersey. That's all of America. Really, just showing New Jersey. That's just all. They could just show the state of New Jersey.
Part of Baltimore outside of the Inner Harbor.
There's some Dundalk. Was it what's
don't go to Dundalk.
Yeah.
No, Dundalk's bad.
Well, that's my point. Like that's like if the other news agencies in other countries, they only showed you Dundalk about America, you would think, oh my god, that place
Dundalk
is
scary. Like I drive through Dundalk and I'm like locking my doors, but like, and that's not like a racist thing. It's all white dudes, but like none of them are wearing shirts, and they're all just standing outside. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
What's that other part of is it Brooklyn? The Brooklyn area of Baltimore? That's supposed to be really bad too.
Brooklyn's not great. I actually bought my first car from a guy in Brooklyn. It was a '88 Chevy Caprice Classic wagon. I bought it for $900, and it barely made it home. It was a piece of shit.
Well, you get what you pay for,
dude. It kept overheating. I had to drive around with a gallon of water in the back of that thing, just so when the engine overheated, I could pour it out onto the engine and cool it down.
Shit, when I was
it was a honk.
When I was a limo driver, I hated driving through Baltimore because there were areas of Baltimore, like I could drive through really bad areas of DC, and I wasn't worried.
Yeah,
because generally in DC, if you look like you know what you're doing, no one's gonna mess with you. So I would have sometimes end up in like some of the worst parts of Anacostia. But if you stuck to the main roads, and again, actually, I'll tell you the one time I was scared in DC was there was this guy that sold like high interest credit cards to poor people. Like that was his deal. His name was Charlie Scott. He was really just a con man, and all his people worked at night. So he had this one guy that he worked with who he would rent our limos, and he lived out in PG County. His parents were like dentists. So he lived out there with them. But there was this one girl in his office he was trying to hook up with. So he would get a limo and take her out to dinner and that. But to show you what a classy guy this was, he would have me take him home to PG County and then drive back to DC to drop this girl off. And the reason is he didn't want to be in her neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And she lived kind of in Northeast, but it was a pretty rundown part of Northeast. But again, I was never really worried. Again, you stick to the main roads. You don't make really don't try not to stand out. But I took her home, and she lived in the street where it seemed like every house was condemned, except for hers and the one next to hers. And this is probably 3-4 in the morning. I look up on the house that she's going in, and next door is this old woman sitting on her porch, rocking back and forth on a rocking chair at 3 in the morning. And I kid you not, I was terrified of that old woman. Because
what'd she do?
Nothing. She just sat there and watched.
But I'm like, creepy looking?
Yeah. But I'm like,
that's like a scene from a scary movie. Like,
but you know what?
Gotta be careful.
You know that old woman was bad as shit because that she feels comfortable standing out in this awful neighborhood at 3 in the morning on her porch. No one messes with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
I saw that. I'm like, I got to get out of here and get out of here fast.
I live in Northeast, and I'm sure you've heard the joke about the shooting that happened outside my house.
No.
That's so like one night, it was like Labor Day weekend last year. I just hear it wouldn't be the first time fireworks went off outside our place. So
it wouldn't be the first time there've probably been shootings.
Yeah, so I heard that, but then I heard like return fireworks, and I was like, that's not how fireworks work. Like you don't like, oh yeah, here's my fireworks. Yeah, here's my fireworks. Like, so I was like, pretty sure it was gunshots. And it's the first time I ever called the police. Like I got down on the ground and crawled to the middle of my house and like called them. But I also didn't want to be like the white guy calling the cops on the black people in the gentrifying neighborhood. It's like I don't know if that's their culture. You know what I mean?
Well, PG.
If they're shooting at each other with guns, I think it's
yeah.
So,
I mean, you're calling the DC police, so nothing's going to happen. I mean, they'll come out and they'll put up some tape, but nothing's going to get solved.
There's usually like a cop like directly outside of our place.
Yeah. DC police have never solved a crime ever. Like you could hear about a shooting, and they could tell you that the guy who shot this person left their wallet, left a video, left an audio recording, left a notes with their address and all that, and DC police would still say they have no clues.
Yeah.
And then put out a phone number for people to call them to do their job for them.
They found 36 shells.
So good luck with that.
They found 36 shells. But here's the crazy part.
36. Damn. That was all small caliber, like handguns?
Yeah, I assume. I mean, it didn't sound like automatic weapon fire.
That's pretty wild.
But nobody got hit.
Did you see any of it? Did you watch it at all?
No, I did see like flashing outside the window. Outside.
Oh, wow.
It was like in front of our house.
Like literally on the street.
Yeah. Like a bunch of people's cars got hit.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Cars in the back, so that was nice. Yeah.
I would be pissed if somebody shot my car.
Oh yeah, that's not cool,
dude. Ray, I was saying we should do a segment on this show where we ask people to confess to crimes. Because to help the DC police out. So Eric, what's the worst crime you've ever committed?
They still wouldn't follow up on it.
I'll be honest. I I know I was supposed to buy a T-shirt and get the weed as a donation, but I bought the weed. Yeah.
I'm so disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Ray, how about you? What's the worst crime you ever committed?
Worst crime I ever committed. Oh Jesus.
Oh wait. I have another one actually.
Go ahead,
Go
because I
ahead.
gotta think.
In this last election, I
So
voted
many.
10,000 times.
Trump?
Yeah. So actually,
Yeah, you're in
Putting all that
DC. That
effort for
didn't
nothing.
matter. I mean, he lost by like 90 points in DC or something like that. Like,
It was crazy. It was like 5% of the population
Yeah.
voted for him or something. Everywhere else, it was like almost a dead split, but not DC.
God, worst crime I've ever committed. I mean,
Do you want me to,
When
do you
I
want me to go?
well, I mean, I was gonna say when I was a limo driver, I stole money all the time, but that's because he didn't pay us dick. So
Soft.
you had to kind of do your own stuff. I mean, worst crime.
Find worse.
Go ahead, Steve. There's something I'm thinking I'm forgetting, but go ahead, Steve.
All right, amateurs, you ready?
All right.
Well, one time when I was in high school, me and my friends, we set Patapsco State Forest on fire,
Nice.
and it caused a lot of damage. And they sent in like those, those like firefighting helicopters where they have to dump water out of them. Yeah, they had those in, and we were like running through the woods, like trying to get away from the fire. And we saw these helicopters, and we were like, "Oh fuck, they spotted us!" And we thought we were gonna get chased by helicopters, and we were freaking the fuck out, dude. Like, so we went back there just to, you remember Drano bombs, where you would put aluminum foil in a bottle and pour Drano on top of it, and they would just blow up. I mean, we were hooligans, so we were just like fucking around, like throwing these at each other or whatever. And one of my friends just like breaks out a lighter and starts like lighting random things on fire. And then next thing we know, the entire woods is ablaze. And we're like, what? Like, we were trying to put it out for a minute. We're like pouring the Drano bombs on them and stuff, trying to get it to go out. It did not, because it was probably like this time of year. Like the woods was like
pour
pretty
some
dry.
chemicals on it. Pour more chemicals.
Yeah, well, they weren't flammable. It was a pretty wet kind of wet. It wasn't going to catch fire or nothing. So, and then we all ran back to my house, and we all took turns like taking showers. We definitely took turns taking showers, and we didn't do it all at once. And like changed our clothes to like hide the smell of the smoke.
Yeah, right.
And then, dude, the next day, here's how young and dumb I was. Me and my friend Sam, my mom was going to one of her dog shows, and we went with her because it was in Pennsylvania, and we thought it would be a good idea to get out of the state.
Get over state lines.
We thought we had to get out of the state. But no, we did do that. Nobody got hurt though, except for one guy who was like driving home. He was watching the fire and he ran into a telephone
For
pole.
one guy, just.
But that was his fault. I didn't do that.
It's his fault. He was caught in the fire we set. It's not.
Yeah, he was just like, "What the fuck is going on over there?"
Shit. I mean, probably one of the worst things in my youth, I knew a lot of thieves, like a lot of thieves. So I got a lot of stuff like that fell off the truck, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And one guy at the restaurant I worked at actually we were hiding some of the stuff there, and the fucking cops showed up and arrested one of the guys that was breaking into houses because we worked together. And then they searched the restaurant for like stolen stuff. They never found it because it wasn't actually in the restaurant. I guess technically I was part of a not very elite fencing operation in my early late teens, early 20s. But
that's kind of cool. Were you like the mule?
No,
you had the biggest ass, so
they made you stick stuff up your butt.
Yeah, no. That would have taken
Nobody's
some
gonna
effort.
be searching Ray's ass.
No.
Take this cutlery set.
No, we had a truck out back that
Ray,
was.
when I say clench.
No, we had a truck out back that we used to keep supplies, but it didn't. People, the average person wouldn't know that was our truck, and plus it was always a mess. So you could never find anything in there anyway. So, no, that was I mean, I'll tell you this again. I didn't do this, but this was one of my favorite stories of all time about stealing. is there used to be a guy. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know how long statutes of limitations
I
long
feel,
for
like,
a
I
thief.
feel like if you were telling this story off air, it would be okay. I did this, and it was me.
No, because
I mean,
you
even if
know,
you did do it, this is all an artistic performance, dude.
to
Like,
be a proper
plausible
thief, you need to be
deniability.
wiry and you need to be mobile and very fast. Like, because you got to get into places that most people wouldn't go. So this was before my time, but slightly before my time. But there used to be a Radio Shack in Wheaton, Maryland, and this guy, I'll say his first name. His name was Tony. He had robbed it like a week before, and what he'd do is he'd bust out the plate glass window and take what was ever in the display. So the cops started posting out in front of this place. Tony lived right around the corner, so he was watching the police as they were watching this Radio Shack. And what at this time they had a bunch of like Walkmans, like the Walkman cassette players in the window. So he was watching the cops. The cops went around the corner to 7-Eleven to get some coffee. He saw that, ran downstairs, busted out the plate glass window, took all of them, and then ran back to his apartment. By the time, and he did all that. By the time the cops came back, they saw everything was gone. I'm sure those guys are still not. I'm sure they got fired. They had to have happened.
I'm sure they found a black person to pin it on. It's fine.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I can't think of anything. I mean, we talked about it on I think it was in our Halloween story, Steve. I talked about how my friend Kirk went and perhaps took a bulldozer to a bunch of dealership cars, but
yeah, it's incredible.
I was not there that night, so I can't say I was a part of that.
I wish you had been there.
Done like some probably pretty serious property damage because I used to do graffiti. But I don't consider it bad because it looks nice afterwards.
Yeah, I think graffiti is just art.
Yeah,
it's a public service for like.
That's a lovely penis. Why would you be mad at it?
A boring brick building. Yeah, put a little penis on it. Do a little smiley face, a cat, whatever.
Hey, sometimes you got to put a dick on things, whether real or painted.
Yeah,
it's always been my philosophy.
You just got to drop that dick.
You'll figure out real fast, how something feels if you put a dick on it. You'll get a reaction.
Yeah,
almost instantly. So Eric, we're coming up on time here. We didn't get to talk too much about comedy, but is there anything you want to promote?
I guess just my like fucking Instagram. It's not like there's some crazy shows that I'm booking right now in the fucking middle of a pandemic.
You're not selling out Madison Square Garden right now?
No, it got canceled.
Shit,
but we're gonna reschedule. We'll reschedule.
Yeah, they'll have you back. No worries.
Yeah, so
let me open for you.
Follow me on Instagram, laugh at me, damn it, or Twitter, laugh at Eric, where I tweet hilarious things that nobody likes or retweets. That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, we didn't talk much about comedy, did we?
Like a little bit.
Yeah,
we didn't get too into it.
We really got sidetracked today about just shit that had no bearing on anything to do with comedy whatsoever.
Nobody wants to hear my thoughts on comedy until I'm successful. Then they'll be like,
"What are your thoughts on comedy? Good time? Bad time?
More race jokes, more rape jokes. The classics."
Dude, I think that I agree. I mean, I think we as comics should start being less woke and just not worry about these other little things and just do our jokes.
I'm 100% excited now that Trump is not going to be president, because I think that'll make it possible to do jokes about him finally. Because
you think Tom Mango is going to start letting that happen in his place?
I wrote a Donald Trump joke today. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
I'm pissed at Donald Trump. That guy owes me $35, and then he's just going to go and lose his job.
He'll give you your scholarship to Trump University. It's fine.
That was a fake school.
I don't know how much that's worth.
That was a school that did not actually exist.
No, if I ever would go to Tom Mango's room, Eric, and not that he put me up because we don't. I can't speak for him. I can't stand the guy, but I think I would only do Trump jokes at this point, just to piss him off. Just to piss him off.
I think I did some the other day actually, and he
Did you?
Yeah.
At Mango's room?
Yeah.
Maybe he's changed. I don't know, but
Well, it's a new room. I don't know if it was room specific or if it was him.
Oh well, how will I ever survive? I guess I'll just have to. I mean, shit. It's DC. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start doing rooms under the name of Steve Bananas.
I like it. I was gonna crack a ginger joke, but you told me I can't say the word ginger anymore.
You could do Ray Coconuts. I like
Ray Coconuts and Steve Banana. That'll be our new call signs.
Yeah, and Eric Pineapple. Just all the tropical fruits. I don't know another tropical fruit, so it's got to be pineapple.
Yeah.
Mango. Papaya.
Mango.
Mango's taken.
Guava.
Who can be passion fruit?
Guarana.
Someone has some passion fruit.
I don't even know what a passion fruit is.
It's a fruit.
Yeah.
Good enough for me.
See,
that's all I need.
Sometimes the simple answers are the best answers. Where you don't have to think about it. If it has the word fruit in it, just go with that.
Passion fruit, grapefruit. Hardly a grape.
I just heard this. This is not funny or interesting, but I'm going to say it anyway. Grape, group, grope, all from the same root word, and that's why grapes and grapefruits are both called grapes because they both grow in groups.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What's the language of origin? German?
Yeah, I think like German
Germanic.
Or Frisian or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Like but you guys are ready for the spelling bee.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that'll get me pretty far. Grope. G-R. Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Have you guys ever heard or watched a movie called Bad Words with Jason Bateman?
Mm-mm.
Where he's a 40-year-old who enters the Scripps spelling bee.
It's like Air Bud. They're like, there's no rule against.
No, it's the movie is. I personally love the movie. If you get a chance, check that out. But no, I don't want to give away the whole story because it's really kind of a cool story. But yeah, it's called Bad Words, and his goal is to win the Scripps. Well, to win the spelling bee. So it's Jason Bateman taking on a bunch of 11-year-olds in a spelling bee.
I'd watch that.
But the way he's eliminating them is just so funny. It's kind of over the top vile a little bit, but it's so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
So if you get a chance, check that out. That's a good movie. That's my random movie. That's my random movie recommendation for the day.
Are we gonna add that as a segment too?
We could. I mean, my random movie recommendations.
I kind of like the crime one.
Movie recommendation being John Malkovich. No wait, Mercury Rising. Yeah,
that's a good movie. I've seen that.
Mercury.
How about you, Steve?
This time of year, I'm gonna have Polar Express on replay.
Polar Express.
That's my jam, dude. My guy Tommy Hanks.
Are you a Christmas guy, Steve?
Who, me?
Yeah,
nah, I just love Polar Express, dude. It's a heartwarming movie.
Wasn't that movie universally panned?
Huh?
Wasn't that movie universally panned?
Panned?
Yeah.
What does panned mean?
Like everybody on it.
Yeah, critics hated it.
Maybe. I don't listen to critics, dude. I make my own decisions. I march to the beat of my own drummer. I don't give a fuck about Rotten Tomatoes. They can suck off.
All right.
You heard it here first. Steve Tracy says Rotten Tomatoes can fuck off.
I said suck off, but I meant
fuck off. Fuck off.
I got halfway between suck it and fuck off, and I was just gonna roll with it. Suck off, Rotten Tomatoes.
I think you just created something new and unique and exciting.
Hey, why don't you go suck off, you loser? Oh, I'm a critic. Cool. Why don't you try making art? It's hard.
It's hard, goddammit.
It's fucking hard, man.
This has been the weirdest episode ever. I think we've literally just gone
from random topic to random
just-
topic.
This has
Yeah.
been the most random episode ever.
Like
Yeah,
that's what I
so-
thought this was. Do you guys usually have a topic?
We usually just talk about comedy. We'll like talk about like random shit. But
Okay.
in my show notes, I have Eric Asker has a girlfriend. Taco prices are skyrocketing.
That's Eric in a nutshell. That's literally every day. That's everyday Eric right there.
Yeah, I've
Pho
been
is better in Vietnam.
investing in tacos, and it's paid off. Honestly.
Oh, that's good. Good for you. The way to see that coming.
He likes Vietnamese restaurants where they wear the straw hats.
Don't
I
we
didn't
all?
say that. I didn't say that.
I'll say it.
We'll say it for you. It's fine.
I don't think that's racist. I don't think it is. I like the hats. I think they're fun.
I'm gonna get you one, and you have to wear it on after. That's what I'm gonna get you for Christmas, Steve. Is I'm gonna get you one of them big straw hats.
I'll wear the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and you have to wear it on the podcast every episode.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
when we start putting the video out.
I'll hang it up. I'll hang it up right here on this wall, right over my keyboard.
We're gonna give your whole apartment like. I meant to ask you, do you actually play that keyboard?
I used to. I'm very rusty right now. I just dusted it off actually the other day, and I was playing a little bit, and I have lost it.
So that meant you were like the uncool member of the band?
No, because I had to take a music class when I was doing my audio certification, and I did piano.
Oh, okay.
And then so I got the keyboard specifically for that class, and then I just got caught up doing other stuff, and I never kept up with playing. Perishable skill, man.
Is it a good keyboard? I'll buy it from you.
It's Casio Privia. It's a pretty nice keyboard.
Interesting.
How much you buying?
Oh, we'll see what Google tells me.
Get back to me because I'm not sure how much it's worth. $700.
Yeah.
We'll
deduct what we're paying you for this podcast episode.
We're
So,
paying him
$100.
No.
$2,500.
We can't afford to pay ourselves, Steve.
That's true. I was like, wait, what?
I've always wanted to do like musical comedy, but it's so hard bringing equipment to shows. No one's ever set up for it.
Yeah, you have to be like set up in advance. Like it's not something you can just show up to an open mic and be like, "Hey, let me plug in my keyboard."
Yeah,
The host is gonna be like, "You're kind of a dick."
Well, I mean, Andrew Colas, he just has his ukuleles and his little guitars.
Ukulele, yeah.
Yeah. But he's pretty good at it, though. I like his thing. I like his stuff. This sucks because we can't ask you where you're going to be next because you probably have no clue. Neither do I, actually. Actually, I do know where I'm going to be next, but
I mean,
Everything's shutting down
I'll
again.
do open mic at Carpool probably. You know,
if it starts.
that's-
Hey, how was your Thanksgiving though? How was you guys Thanksgiving? Did you guys eat a lot of turkey?
I ate so much cranberry sauce, my belly hurts.
You mean Native American Appreciation Day?
There you go. No, you know what? No. I'm
never
going
did
to
shit
go
for
right
me.
wing on this. Thanksgiving. No,
Yeah,
no.
what?
The Native Americans can't have this one.
I can't appreciate someone if I've never even met one of them.
I'm technically like I have enough. I'm technically have Comanche blood in me, but I don't have enough that I can get money from a casino,
Yeah, we all do.
which is all that counts.
yeah.
But no. And they were there. They were there supposedly, maybe against threat, but they were there. I don't know. I don't believe any of that shit. I think that was just probably. I think Thanksgiving was probably made up in like 1942. Like we needed an excuse by the turkey industry. Big Turkey came up with Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what you think it was.
Yeah, it was
Some-
Big Turkey.
Some dude with a top hat and a mustache and a monocle came out and he was like, "We need to sell more turkeys. This country's going under." And they were all like, "Well, let's make up a holiday." All right.
Maybe not even turkey, like big stuffing or big cranberry sauce, like something. Once it came up with it,
Cranberry sauce is the driving force behind Thanksgiving.
like what if pumpkins and guys who grew pumpkins were like, how can we sell more pumpkins? How can we do it? I know we'll convince people there was a holiday. I don't know when Thanksgiving was even because I don't think there was Thanksgiving like in
1492, bro.
1892.
1492 when Columbus
No.
sailed the ocean blue. Duh. Don't you know nothing?
No, hold on. I want to say when did as Eric said, if Google will tell me, Google knows everything. When did
I'm
Thanksgiving?
I don't remember where I read this, but I'm pretty sure the first Thanksgiving was in Virginia.
Ooh, that's a good spot for it to be. I could see that happening in
Oh
Virginia.
my God, I was almost right.
What'd you say?
First Thanksgiving became a holiday in 1941. I said 1942.
Oh wow, was it by Big Cranberry?
Congress established Thanksgiving December 26, 1941.
If it was pushed by the Cranberry Lobby, I'm gonna go jump off the roof.
Ray's just like, is everything I say become true?
Oh my God.
Hey, a god?
They know I'm a genius.
It becomes almost true, like it's just slightly off.
Yeah.
Steve Tracy will become the world's most famous comedian, and then it's like
So
for
basically,
something
according to
that's
this,
not comedy.
in 1939, the last Thursday in November fell on the last day of the month. Concerned that the shortened Christmas shopping season might dampen the economic recovery, President Franklin D. Roosevelt issued a presidential proclamation moving Thanksgiving to the second to last Thursday in November. So yeah, it was done for shopping. It's not. There you
I
go.
love this country.
We've debunked it right here on the Two Joke Minimum podcast.
It's all about
That's what we do,
money,
Eric. We debunk holidays.
This whole thing. It's all about making money.
Jesus was born in April. Did you know that? Jesus was born in April.
Next up, Black History Month. We're coming for you.
No. That one can stay. No. They're already getting the short end of the stick on that one. All right. That's
okay. We all seen Dave Chappelle. Or wait, no, Bill Burr. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That's what I'm not going to go into that bit because that bit's been done to death. But it is kind of fucked up though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, and it's cold. Yeah.
I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than Black History Week.
All right, Mr. Positive, you go.
I don't know. Maybe it was a glass half full kind of guy.
I'm serious.
I don't think there's any there's no Native American history any period of time.
No, because we killed all of it.
They didn't write anything down. They didn't have any written language. Fucking idiots.
Yeah. That was all their fault.
Yeah, they're all writing their books. Aztecs tying their sad knots.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying with your snake symbol, bird symbol, pyramid symbol, sun symbol.
Learn English, God.
Right, assimilate to my culture. That's why we took your land.
Don't just build a mound in the ground. Come on.
Yeah, I don't want to have to figure it out just so I can tell me what it is, dude. What a perfect way to end this podcast.
I'm telling you, it's like we said, how can we get canceled? How can we get canceled against?
We can't get canceled. We're not on a network.
Well, no, that's true. So
we're our own bosses. We can do
whatever
whatever
impervious to it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. People can just not watch us. That's how they can do that.
Yeah.
Which, hey, most people are already doing. So
exactly. So we're doing something good. Yeah. We're doing something right.
For sure.
Well, Eric, thank you for coming on, man. You were awesome as always. If you can't check out Eric's Instagram feed, it's awesome. And dude, I'll see you out there whenever we can get back in the going, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll have you back on, and then maybe we'll actually talk about comedy. There might be comedy to talk about.
No, I do love talking about comedy. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that's what we were supposed to be doing.
No, it's all good. We just kind of go with the flow.
We just roll with it, man. That's all it is. It's like, it's not, I mean, it's granted, it's not like comedy consumes us 24 hours a day, but it's good to talk about something else every now and again. Plus, I think we had some laughs and maybe offended a bunch of people, but fucking, that's really their problem, isn't it?
Where did you say you have a listener in Estonia or something? He won't care.
No,
maybe we have one in Belgium.
With everything we're saying.
Yeah, we have a subscriber in Belgium. So
in Belgium they have their Christmas elves are slaves, so I think they'll be fine with it.
Yeah, but they have chocolate, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's called Black Pete. It's instead of elves, Santa has slaves. I'm pretty sure it's Belgium. It might be Portugal. I'm pretty sure it's Belgium.
Wait a second. Hold on. We can't end the show yet. They called instead of elves, they call them what?
Black Pete. Or it translates to that.
Black Pete?
Yeah, this is real. This is.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Zwarte Piet, which is Dutch for Black Pete. And
Pete, like the guy's name, Pete.
yeah. And if you Google pictures of it, you will be like, "How is this? How?"
We're renaming this to the Black Pete podcast, Steve. We got
in honor of all those enslaved elves.
Enslaved elves of Belgium.
We're here to raise awareness for these enslaved elves of Belgium. I didn't even know there were elves, let alone that they're enslaved.
We could do a commercial like with that Sarah McLachlan song, playing like they do for the ASC. What's that dog?
I don't know, but this is worse than
Humane Society.
Those Chinese Muslims being put in internment camps.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, they're asking for it. They should.
The vegans.
First time if they didn't want to get re-educated. Come on.
They're asking for it. Yeah, cut my balls off. I love it.
So for all of us at
that's
the
my impression of a Uyghur Muslim.
For all of us in the Two Joke Minimum podcast, we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We certainly did. We hope. And
I'm drunk on eggnog right now.
Yeah, no one knows that we're recording this a week before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
no one knows that at all.
Yeah.
So, Eric, thanks again for coming on the show, man. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. And Steve, are we good?
We're good, dude.
All right, guys. Two Joke Minimum podcast. Thank you for listening.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the Two Joke Minimum podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.